Guys, so the master mode of Beast Raid is out, and I just wanted to quickly go and show you guys a comp that you guys can use. It is very similar to what we had before, except for the fact that we are going with watch list now for these particular comps, and pretty much everything is, I will have to say, very similar to what we had before. So let me just kind of show you the in battle first. My score is not going to be as crazy as some of the other people. I just kind of went with what I can to beat master mode. My purpose is just to beat it rather than just getting super high score. So let me just show you guys how the run goes first and then kind of talk about the toppings afterwards. Alright, so in the beginning, 2.5 times speed so that you just get to the boss really quickly. I like to go and stop it at that one time here. Alright, so that we have the timing. Alright, so in the beginning we're just gonna spam all the skill. Alright, I believe there's a lot of guides out there too that have different builds, so if you guys are wanting to follow that, please follow those as well and see which one works out best. Alright, but in this particular case, you just want to be saving your skills for that Linzer. Alright, the reason why is Linzer gives that extra buff to the team. Alright, and then of course damages or puts this debuff onto the boss as well, allowing your charcoal, eternal sugar, as well as silent salt to do a ton of damage. Alright, so Linzer having that extra attack speed or having a little bit faster on that cooldown is gonna help out. I'm gonna actually go and put it at non-auto here just because of the fact that my eternal sugar actually had the cooldown off a little bit faster. Alright, so I'm gonna wait until that 7 stack right over here. I use the skill, put it back on auto so that I do use the necklace here. Alright, and then we're gonna have the second phase come up. Alright, in the beginning right here, I have been guided that you want to let the sword go and spin on your first team, and then once it's done is when you want to go and switch to your team. Alright, or your second team. And then here is the thing. This particular buff right over here actually increases your attack speed for your cookie. So your creme brulee obviously takes advantage of attack speed buff to do a lot more damage. So make sure to use your skill when you have creme brulee skill up. Alright, so if you guys look at this, it says right here, ally cookies attack speed increased for a certain period. So it allows creme brulee to take advantage of that buff, allowing your clear to be a little bit faster because you're doing a little bit more damage. Alright, your damage for these particular bosses actually do heavily depend on your damage resist bypass substat as well on your particular biscuits, and of course other substats with your toppings and things like that, but the damage resist bypass actually does make a pretty significant difference, so just keep that in mind when you guys are actually doing this run. If your run is a little bit slower, it probably just means that you are lacking a little bit on that damage resist bypass. Of course your toppings could be a little bit better, and then of course your timing as well. My Avatar Destiny team, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this particular one right here that you guys see is not really optimized fully, so it definitely could be a lot faster. I think a lot of people just outnumber me once I'm in this particular phase of the second phase. Alright, so I'm actually just gonna speed it up right here so that you guys don't need to be at that 1.5 times speed. Alright, I do know that some people still have this particular bug where the sword doesn't appear. I'm not sure exactly how that looks as of right now, because after the first day of the update when we had the Beast Raid, after I restarted the game and downloaded some patches, it was fine for me. But apparently it's still going on, so I would definitely recommend you guys, if you guys do have that particular bug, to go and talk to dev support, email them, screenshot it and stuff like that, so that they can try and fix that issue for you guys, so that it doesn't prevent you from actually beating master mode or whatever mode that you guys are currently in. Alright, so again, it's super simple. You're just gonna have to spam, and then once those swords come out or the bars come out, you just go and press the bar at that purple area so that you guys are able to stun the boss. Alright, and then of course you just keep spamming. Alright, and I believe a lot of the people actually already should have cleared it by now. Again, I'm a little bit slower just because again my toppings are not the best. I just have it kind of good enough to go and clear this thing. Alright, so let's see if we can just hurry up and clear this. Maybe get about 12 million, right? Or even 13, but it looks like it's gonna be a little bit slow here. Alright, but there you guys go. So you're gonna be able to see right here that Eternal Sugar as well as Charcoal, of course Silent Salt is just doing a ton of damage because of the buff that they do get. And then we have Creme Brulee absolutely just insanely carrying the second part of the team. So that is going to be our run. Alright guys, so let's go over the toppings real quick. Again, the treasures are going to be watch lists, so that you do have this run where we're just kind of spamming and doing as much damage as possible. Alright, so the toppings first is going to be full on raspberry, and then of course damage resist bypass for your Silent Salt. Focusing a little bit extra on the cooldown so that you are able to use the skill a little bit faster, because again you don't have that jelly watch. Alright, if you guys are taking a bit of damage, then putting damage resist is not a bad idea either. And then next one is going to be our Eternal Sugar. I do have that extra cooldown as well again, and then focusing on the damage resist bypass for your biscuit. Next one is going to be a Linzer cooldown. If your cooldown is fast enough, you feel like your cooldown is fast enough, but your attack speed is not, then you guys can put that extra attack speed in there, in my opinion. It works out because of the fact that you just don't have the jelly watch, so that you are able to stack up those 7 stacks and then you make it a little bit faster. But it just kind of work around what you are able to do. Again, I have full cooldown, but you guys are able to put in some extra attack speed as well. And the next one is going to be our Charcoal full on raspberry. I've heard that you guys are able to use something like Sea Fairy. I have seen people try with like Fire Spirit. Master Road is a little bit more difficult, so probably Sea Fairy is the best option if you don't have someone like Eternal Sugar as well as Charcoal as well. Alright, and then again, damage resist bypass is going to be the most important for you to do more damage. Alright, next one is going to be our Bunny. I just have the Arena one. Of course, if you guys do put in a little bit more of that cooldown, most likely you are able to spam the skill a little bit faster, so that you have the buff up a little bit faster as well. But again, I just kind of went with what I have for Arena. Next one is gonna be our, again, quote-unquote Avatar of Destiny team, or the second part of the team, and that's gonna be again without the watch. Again, we do still have the necklace. Alright, that necklace does help you out. It did apparently get nerfed, but it is still good for this particular beast raid. Alright, and then you want to go with a attack speed, and I went with the attack. I do know that people go with the crit. It probably is better with the crit, most likely, but focusing on the attack speed, and then if you can get some extra cooldown, probably a good idea. And then we have some amp buff, we have some crit as well as attack, and then I have attack speed, attack and crit. Again, not super optimized. Alright, next one is going to be our cooldown for our Mint Choco. Again, cooldown for our Cream Ferret and for our Star Coral too. Again, not super optimized, but it works out. And then you can go with the full-on attack or a mixture build of attack speed and attack. Just depend on what you guys are able to do at that moment. Alright, I would just have to say a more attack speed does help out in the long run. Especially with the buff and things like that. And then of course, again, if you guys are struggling in surviving a little bit, extra attack speed, extra HP and things like that will help your cookies out. So definitely for sure, having that damage resist bypass for Creme Brulee is most important. And then of course, if you guys are able to put in damage resist for putting out of mode, I believe that also does help out in doing a little bit more damage as well. So make sure to keep those things in mind and try it out. Again, I just want to kind of show you guys the clear rather than going for the highest score, just to show you guys, hey, this is kind of like the minimum, I would say. As of right now, I wasn't able to figure out anything that was possible without Silent Salt, just because Silent Salt just does too much damage. Master mode is really hard, guys, and honestly I don't know how the challenge was going to be. So good luck with you guys, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.